Leaving a child unattended and uncared for was not an option on that list. So this story is definitely an everyone sucks here situation. I'm giving everyone in this story except for the baby 3 out of 5 pencils. I do appreciate the pettiness, OP, but don't be petty at the expense of baby. Am I the butthole for going to a different hotel during my vacation with my husband? This is our first real vacation since 2020, and my first having to work harder than I did. I want her to have a good life. I want her to be happy and have money and be able to afford an apartment and have her basic rights be protected. Well, why would you want kids to have it hard this day? What? Why? Why? That was r/am I the butthole. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episode.
Stop.
Found it informative. Thank you so much for watching, and now to our sponsors. This video is brought to you by CrowdSec, the free open source intrusion prevention system. The project is on GitHub, so you can check it out today and install it on your favorite Linux box.
Co działasz? Kedzą. Baran kaszaczy.
We were hitting up the 101 in California for her cousin's wedding one weekend. I want to say that it was around Salinas before the exit to head west to Monterey when an accident happened. I saw a helicopter about 100 yards on our right take off from the fields, and I watched it get echoing inside, indicating that it was empty. This was a huge, huge win. And so the brothers are totally amazed. They grab this first drum, they pull it off the shelf, and they wheel it over to the in the closet was Ivan's toolbox, the same one the boy had been handling over the past couple of days. And when they opened that up, they found there were lots of normal tools you would expect inside of a toolbox, and they discovered one strange piece of scrap metal. It was the only piece of scrap metal that Ivan had grabbed off the floor of that cellar and tucked in his pocket before he and his brothers had left. And then after Ivan had passed away, his stepson had been going through things and he had discovered this piece of scrap metal, and for whatever reason, he had transferred it from the jacket to Ivan's toolbox. What Ivan and his family didn't know was that that piece of metal was extremely dangerous because it came not from some abandoned building on some abandoned property of radiation poisoning. As for Ivan's stepson, the reason his hands had been so badly burned and why he'd become so sick, that was just from his brief exchange of touching the piece of scrap metal and then putting it in Ivan's toolbox. That alone had done that much damage to him. When the doctors considered the strangeness of Ivan's death, the dog's death, and now this boy's symptoms, they did suspect radiation poisoning, and so that was how the authorities were able to get to their house and very quickly locate that toolbox. Amazingly, Ivan's Gainesville woman named Krista Hoyt did not show up for work. Krista was a student at Santa Fe Community College, which was right down the road from the University of Florida. That year, she was planning to transfer to the University of Florida for work, and she didn't call ahead, and no one could get in touch with her on her landline. Everybody at the sheriff's office was really concerned. And so they waited around for about an hour, hoping that she might just show up with some story about why she was late, but she never showed up. She didn't call. They still couldn't get in touch with her. And so, in the very early hours of Sunday morning, the sheriff's office called the Gainesville police and asked them to do a welfare check on Krista. And so, two police officers from the Gainesville Police Department, they show up at the apartment belonging to Krista Hoyt. Krista lived alone, and she lived about 2 miles away from Christine Powell and Sonia Larson. And so, these two officers, they get there. It's really cool. Really loud. Okay. All right. Bumblebee. I'm trying not to let my roommate up here. Although that one probably did him in. Oh. So we got some flood of Bumblebee going on here. Border of the screen. Okay, let's go. High tech graphics. Yeah, all right, let's go. Freaking mouse. Damn it. Thank you. I don't think I'm gonna. Oh. Yeah. I gotta hold up. Oh, I have to press something to catch them, I think. It's like 9 or something. 9? No. Crap, what did I press? I didn't read the instructions. You probably all know what I'm supposed to press, but I don't. Maybe it's like F9 or something. Okay, damn you, mouse, get back here. No, damn it, stay far. Enter.
thing was ripped off the Pokemon. What up? That's the one, the Pikachu. Yeah, I found the Pikachu freaking shorts. What up, fucking jackass? Swear to God, jackass is fucking bad fucking Joey. Joseph never fucking biased. Biscuit. Ramazan. Güzel. Güzel Ramazan. Ramazan. Güzel.
Do you know what? Maybe it's had so much use. And yeah, by rubbing the paper on, I've just killed it. If it drops on the power adapter part of it again, which will often be the only thing sticking out the back, it will fail again. But even if I put epoxy everywhere, it will probably fail again. But what I will do is, I will solder up the cracks. I'll spread the back and solder the cracks, but I'll also run little wires. And that way then, even if it does break, there's still a chance that it will still work, because it'd be unlikely that the wires themselves will snap in half, because they're copper, and copper flexes. So, yeah, right now. I'm going to mount through that connector there. How do we do this now? There we go. Just got to feed it with it. It's good for pain, that's not gross. Do you know what? Maybe it's had so much use. And yeah, by rubbing the paper on, I've just killed it. If it drops on the power adapter part of it again, which will often be the only thing sticking out the back, it will fail again. But even if I put epoxy everywhere, it will probably fail again. But what I will do is, I will solder up the cracks. I'll spread the back and solder the cracks, but I'll also run little wires. And that way then, even if it does break, there's still a chance that it will still work, because it'd be unlikely that the wires themselves will snap in half, because they're copper, and copper flexes. So, yeah, right now. I'm going to mount through that connector there. How do we do this now? There we go. Just got to feed it with it. It's good for pain, that's not